Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Mercy. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing. If you're not new, thank you so much for coming back. Today we are going to make an orange cake that I saw on TikTok and I thought I would try. I'll take you through what I'll be using. This chapa mandashi. I don't know why it's called mandashi. It's supposed to be mandazi, right? However, this is what we have been using since we were young and since we were small kids. It is my favorite. We have ajab. Ajab is the best unga that you can use. I find it gives you very soft mandazis. Also for baking, it's perfecto. Then I have my two oranges, which I'm planning to use both. One you have to blend it, and the other one I'll put on top of the cake. I have my 3 eggs, that's what the recipe calls for. Then I have sugar. Obviously, the one I'm showing you here, it's not enough. It calls for half a cup of sugar. And I have my blender, which you will use to blend your ingredients. We shall start by washing the oranges. The reason is because we are also using the peels of the orange. We are going to blend them. The Google says that oranges have so many benefits, like they are rich in fiber, vitamin C, folate, vitamin B6, calcium, and other essential nutrients. You can read that on Google. I'm actually reading straight from the Google. Then from there, I'm cutting them into small sizes. Now the sizes depends on how powerful your blender is. My blender is as powerful as these small sizes. If yours can take bigger sizes, totally do that. If I do that with mine, this will be the end of me using it today. The oranges that you're supposed to use are supposed to be seedless. Clearly mine had seeds in them. Make sure you're removing your seeds or check on your oranges so you don't put the seeds because the recipe does not call for seeds. As you can see here, I was having some slow moments. I realized my blender cannot blend the oranges fast. It will not rotate. So I decided I'll start with my eggs. You're going to crack the eggs inside the blender. You can crack them separately. I just didn't feel like washing utensils later. Then put your oranges. I'm referring to my notes because I saw the recipe today and I decided to use it today. So you will need half cup of sugar. Then you put it in there. Then a third cup of vegetable oil. That will conclude the wet ingredients. You put it in there and then you blend. Since our wet ingredients are ready, we are going to prepare our dry ingredients, which shall include 2 cups of flour. I'm using the ajab. And then we shall use 3 tablespoons baking powder, the mandashi one, and then half teaspoon of salt. I now present to you a well-leveled cup of flour. This time my purpose to make sure that I'm doing it right. I am very bad with following recipe. I keep on doing my own things, but this time I was determined to make sure I'm following it to the T. However, this baking mandashi, I only had very little. It was not enough, but luckily I found another one that I had stashed somewhere, and then I added, supposed to be 3 teaspoons of mandashi. This is the easy part from here. You're just mixing things. You mix the dry ingredients, you add the wet ingredients, you mix, and then you put on a baking container. Make sure though that you preheat your oven for about 10 minutes before you bake. you've mixed everything, then you dust your container. I promise you I have a brush for this, but where are things when you need them? So I'm just going to use my fingers. So you spread that oil and then you dust some ajab or some of that unga. Make sure it is well coated. If you're using a baking sheet, then you might have to skip this, but I'm showing you just in case you're not using a baking sheet. If you're using a sufuria, you can still do this. This will help the cake not to stick at the bottom or on the pan, like so. So if you're using a baking paper, you can use this one. I bought this at House of Leather. It was about 170 shillings, I can't remember. And then you pour your mixture. You're going to bake this at 340 Fahrenheit, and because we're using Celsius, it's supposed to be 176 Celsius. I don't know how to measure that with my Meko. So I'm using 180 degrees. My Meko doesn't have those 175. If yours have that, please do that. Then you're going to measure for 40 minutes. Make sure you put a timer if your Meko is like mine or if your oven is like mine doesn't have a timer. So anytime I forget to put a timer, I always find a burnt sacrifice, which is not cute. Don't do that. Now this is me being extra. The recipe does not call for this part, but I thought, why be basic when you can be extra? So I'm slicing these parts so I can put them on top of my cake because I do not like the icing. I don't like too much sugar on the cake. As weird as that might sound, my cake I usually put very little sugar so I can be able to eat it. Otherwise, I will not eat it. So I will not put the icing on top. So I'm using this one. It's decorative and also it looks nice. So that way you will not know that we are missing that icing part when it cooks. One of the orange did not fit and it was snack o'clock. And then we take pictures for the glam because, how will people know that you baked a cake if you're not showing them? They need to know. You need to give them an alert. They need to see that. So this is just me being extra, taking pictures, taking videos, and this is how it came out, that video that I've taken with my phone. Thirty minutes later, this is how it was looking. It was obviously not cooked. Like I said, my oven does not have a timer. So sometimes I keep on panicking if it's burning or it's cooking or it's not working. If yours have a timer, totally wait up until 40 minutes. So you check whether it is cooked by dipping either a knife or you can use toothpick. If it comes out clean, then it's cooked. This one is obviously not cooked. And then I cooked it again. I put it back for 10 minutes and as you can see, it was clean. It was cooked. I am happy. Look at the way it's looking. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I do hope you're going to try this. It was the easiest to cook and like you can see it is using the most and the easiest things that you can find locally. The orange, you can find them usually they are 20 shillings and you don't have to wash so many things afterwards. You will love the way your house will smell after this. Thank you so much for watching. May God protect you. See you next week. Keep safe.